Hello, governor. What the heck? We're not in Britain. What's going on here? Thought that'd be a fun little intro for today. What's going on, everybody? Clayton J. Jensen here. Today's vlog is live. Woo! Super excited. All right, if you remember in yesterday's vlog, we discussed side hustle. How having a side hustle, how monetizing our passions, how making money on the side, aside from our normal 9-to-5 job that we may have, it's not only the best thing for us and those closest around us, it's actually the best thing for our community as a whole. I know it sounds crazy, but it really is. Because what does our community need? What do the charities need within our community? Resources. The best resource we can provide is ourselves, and then the monetary value that we can provide from any type of monetization that we have created through what we're most passionate about. Let's make sure we have a side hustle to not only make our lives better, but to make the lives better of the community within which we live. Thought that'd be an amazing time. Today's topic we'll be discussing an excellent company, Grace and Lace. Grace and Lace was actually started in 2011 by Melissa and Rick Hinnant. They're probably made most popular by being on Shark Tank and winning a deal with Barbara Corcoran. But let me first tell you a little bit more about their story and how their company sprouted up. So in 2010, Melissa was pregnant with what would be their first child, and through multiple complications was in the hospital early, not really knowing what would happen to their daughter. Well, with the time that she had, Melissa started to knit. She'd always had a background in that, learned from her family, and wanted to knit a few things for her potential newborn. Unfortunately, the child did not survive, and understandably had a big toll both on Melissa and Rick. But what Melissa did next is what truly made the difference for her, her husband, and her future family, as well as so many individuals that they would later go on to help. Instead of keeping that story inside, instead of being sad, ashamed, which are all understandable feelings after something like that, she instead told her story to her audience, to her following, to her friends and family. She tweeted about it, she posted about it, she blogged about it. She told those around her the problems that she had to deal with in hopes that maybe she could help other women who might be dealing with a similar situation. And in doing so, in being genuine, in telling her story, as tough as it was for both her and Rick, it brought people closer to her because then they felt like they were a part of the story. They felt like they better knew both Melissa and Rick and where they were coming from. From there, many people started to ask about the knitting that she did while in the hospital, and her first product sprouted from those inquiries. Not from her or Rick attempting to make an amazing product and make a lot of money. It was actually from engaging efficiently with those around her, with her friends and family, with her following, telling her story of heartache, lending a helping hand to other women who might be dealing with a similar situation. And because of that, she grew such a following around herself, around her ideas, around her mission statement of making a difference in those around her, that people wanted to buy a product from her. It really didn't matter what it was, but they wanted to buy from her and Rick because they stood for something larger than just making money. And from that, their first product sprouted. It was these long socks, went just shy of the knee, typically would be worn with boots for women. Had a nice little fruffle on top, little lace, as the name mentions. And along with the following that she created, was able to make a profit in a very short period of time. Part of that was the content they created. One of the images that she showed on Shark Tank, they actually mentioned how it was voted one of the top 5 most seen images that year, which when you create good content, people want to better understand what you're doing, better understand your personal mission statement, and better understand any product or service that you may be selling. So Melissa and Rick were open with their audience. She used her tragedy to help other women. And then the product came about after the message. She and Rick continually mentioned that it was an accidental company, that they didn't purposely try to go into business together, but they saw a need around the following that they created, and their customers asked about it from them. It wasn't the other way around. It wasn't them pushing a product or sale. It was their customers who were so engaged with them, so engaged with their story, so engaged with the heartache that they had to deal with, that they want to know more about them, more about the knitting that Melissa had done while in the hospital, and to see potentially if there's a product that they could buy from her. They created demand for themselves by telling their story and by building an audience, by building an engaged following, and then the product came from that. It shows that the benefit of good quality content increases our ROI substantially. It was an image of Melissa curled up on the couch, just showing her legs from the knee down, and yet that image was one of the top 5 seen on Pinterest, and then dramatically changed how many hits to their website, and probably got them a better chance at being on Shark Tank, and then further getting the deal with Barbara Corcoran. The main thing for them was that they were a for-profit company initially, knowing that they wanted to help out other individuals around the world, but realizing by starting that for-profit, they wouldn't be wasting any time or resources on just the social side, realizing that if we make money first, we can make that much bigger of a social change. One quote that Melissa and Rick really harp on, and the whole company and Grace and Lace believe in strongly, is, "We fully believe that God has given us this business as a platform to inspire others to dream big and beyond their wildest imaginations." To dream beyond our wildest imaginations, what does that take? Sometimes it takes a little inspiration. Sometimes it takes seeing someone else who's been knocked down, who's had such a tough go of it, who's had to deal with tragedy, and yet in the face of that tragedy, got back up. Didn't allow the tough times in her or his life to take them over. They got back up, they dusted themselves off, and then they realized that what they really want to do was make a difference in other people's lives, because that's what they wish they would have had when they were dealing with that situation. Utilizing the platforms that we have to make a difference in other people's lives is what life's all about, and Melissa and Rick realized that. Well, they started the company in 2011, and then by 2013, just 2 years later, they partnered with Angel House, an amazing charity centering around orphanages in countries that may not have access to resources that we have here in the US. Once they partnered with Angel House, now a portion of every sale go towards building orphanages in India. Why India? Well, far before this product was created, far before she even met Rick, Melissa believed in helping out other individuals. She went on a trip to India and she saw the trouble that they were dealing with, the poverty that they were dealing with, and how many kids were out on the street and did not have access to the things that we take for granted every day, like a clean bed, food, water, a roof over their heads. And she wanted to make a difference at a young age, didn't know how that would be, but with the product that she created, with Grace and Lace, with the following that she engaged with efficiently, she was able to use the monetary resources that she created to make a difference in charities like Angel House. Well, after partnering with Angel House in 2013, by 2014, her and Rick and the company Grace and Lace were able to build 2 orphanages. And then in the following year, in 2015, they were able to build 5 more. So within just a few years of starting their company, they were able to build 7 orphanages in India by starting as a for-profit company and then utilizing that for-profit platform to make a not-for-profit impact. We can all do this. We can all use Grace and Lace as an amazing example of how when you're passionate about helping other individuals, you can spread that word, you can engage your following efficiently, and then you can bring a product or service to market that's not just about you, but is about making more resources to help out that which you care about. To help out, that's what your following cares about. And the only way to know that is to ask them and to engage efficiently. Melissa showed people what she was passionate about, and her audience felt like they were part of her story. They did. They were part of her story. And when you're part of someone's story, you want to buy in. You want to help. You want to make that difference. We need to engage efficiently with our audience. We need to tell them about ourselves. Because when we do so, when we truly share everything that we may think people don't want to know, but when we are open, when we tell our story and not worry about what other people think, we're able to engage our following unlike we could if we just said the nice, rational, politically correct things that all the other companies are doing. We need to personalize our brands because that's what our customers want. That's what our following wants. And that's what we want as consumers as well. We want to buy from companies who have engaged us, who have lent a helping hand first, have told us their story, who we now see the individuals, the faces behind the company. That's the type of company we want to buy from. So that's the type of company we should emulate to be like. Let's be further like Grace and Lace, a for-profit company making a not-for-profit impact. When we give to the community gives to us as well. And Melissa and Rick are a great example of that. When they continue to give, people are going to want to continue to buy from them because they realize that their money is not just going into the pockets of these individuals, it's going to help those around the world who need it most. When we take the time to show people what we're passionate about, and then further monetize that passion by engaging our following efficiently, we're able to make such a huge impact. We're able to make a not-for-profit impact on a for-profit platform. I recommend checking out Grace and Lace. Check out their work. See how they've changed from just a one-product company into now a full-on women's clothing line. When you tell your following about what you're passionate about, you can turn that into a business. And then you can utilize that business and that platform to help those around you and to help bring light to the issues that you care about most. We can make this world a better place when we do it together, when we co-brand together, when we brand social good, and then when we utilize the resources that we've created to help others live a better life. That's all what we want for ourselves. Why should we not also be doing the same for other people? Let's remember, tomorrow's not guaranteed, so what are we doing today to make those lives around us that much better? Super excited. Love Grace and Lace. Hope you guys enjoyed today's discussion. As always, message me over at Clayton J. Jensen. I'd love to hear more about you. Love to hear more about what you're passionate about maybe how we can work together to help make this world a better place, just like Grace and Lace. Thank you, Melissa and Rick. Highly appreciated, and I recommend you guys checking them out. Check out Grace and Lace. See how you can buy into their mission statement and buy towards something larger than just making money, but towards helping out individuals around the world who may not have access to the resources that we do. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, I hope you have a great rest of the Thursday. And until tomorrow, you guys spread joy. You guys love always. You guys stay peace.